Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. So obviously something bad happened, and when something bad happens to any sort of organism, any sort of body, it's time to diagnose. We as a society are a body of people, and so we gotta diagnose the problem. I know it's difficult. I know there's a lot of people who squeal like little piggies in defiance because they just don't want to go there, but the conversation has to be had. You gotta put your finger on the problem. And really that's what I've been doing with what I've been saying in a lot of the videos I've been recording post-second attempted Trump assassination. But now we gotta really emphasize the point with, of course, the receipts. I've made the point. Now let's focus on the evidence. Let's do the flashbacks. Because of course I'm not just speaking out of the derriere here. It's obvious what the assessment is. I think this guy on CNN's the only one getting it right.
What does the fact that he wanted to survive say to you?
It says that he's not he's not suicidal, apparently. He wasn't going to take his own life if he was almost being captured. Clearly we saw that he was captured without that. And it tells me that he's probably much more politically motivated. The last shooter in Pennsylvania, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to promote him in any way, but he was clearly a guy that was looking for the notoriety of taking that shot. I would think we're going to find that this guy's extremely politically motivated and that he probably was spurred on by much of the political diatribes that are going on these days, talking about Trump, equating him to Hitler and things like that. So I don't think this is the last we'll see of crazies out there trying to do this.
The extreme partisan rhetoric coming out of the left is the problem. Calling your political opponent Hitler over and over again in multi-year-long hit campaigns is obviously going to lead to violence.
A lot of people have tried to draw similarities between Mussolini and Hitler and the use of the terminology like vermin and the drive that those men had towards autocracy and dictatorship. The difference, though, I think makes Donald Trump even more dangerous, and that is he has no philosophy he believes in. He is not trying to expand the boundaries of the United States of America. He's not trying to overcome a neighboring country like Putin is in Ukraine. He is not going for some grandiose scheme of international dominance. All he wants is to look in the mirror and see a guy who's president.
It's just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
Trump is an existential, urgent threat to our democracy. He promises to rule as a dictator on day one, promises a bloodbath if he loses, promises to replace civil servants with his loyalists. So that's the contrast I think folks are going to see tomorrow night, and we're excited to make it.
It's been 8 years of Donald Trump as Hitler, but we got leftoids here, looking around, confused, questioning what could possibly have caused this division. Oh, it must be Donald Trump. It's obvious what the issue is. Left-wing rhetoric. I mean, come on, the cat has to be out of the bag at this point. We had another attempted assassination on the former president, and the conversation that they're having on the left, what's coming out of thought leaders within the, let's call it left-wing thought sphere, is calls for people to stop downplaying the Trump assassination attempt.
I think it is so stupid and counterproductive to spend time trying to downplay the fact that the guy 2 times, there have been people trying to kill him over the last 90 days. We are not a country in which political violence can be condoned. And just because Donald Trump helped incite January 6th does not make two wrongs equal a right. Right? We need to be better than that. Not the same or worse. It is a bad thing that twice in 90 days, the nominee of one of the 2 major parties was the victim or the focus of an attempted assassination. Period. It does not matter if it's Democrat or Republican or independent or green or libertarian. It should not matter that it is Donald Trump, because we believe that this is not a good thing, or at least we should, that you do not resort to violence to try to get the means and end that you are aiming at. That the way that you defeat someone who you disagree with politically is you go vote. You beat them at the ballot box.
Just stop, he says. Well, that tells you all that you need to know. I mean, just think about the gravity of this situation. And what's the left doing? Downplaying it, in some cases celebrating it, just like they did with the first one. And it's to the point where their own people are saying, look, we got to stop with this. It's toxic. It's bad. It's going to hurt us. Yeah, no Sherlock. I mean, the same people who have been lecturing us on issues of ethics, the same freaking people who make all their political points from a point of moral superiority, a moral high ground, are the same ones who laugh and publicly celebrate when their political opponents are the victims of attempted or political violence. Here's Rachel Vindman, who after the attempt was thwarted, posted on X, "No ears were harmed. Carry on with your Sunday afternoon." Then releases another post after getting, well, ratioed into oblivion. She writes, "Sorry you're triggered. I mean, no, I'm not. I don't care a little bit." She's now, of course, since deleted the tweets. But there you go. There you have it. It's open contempt and hatred. But we're supposed to pretend that it's a mystery why this is happening. Give me a break. I mean, you got statements being released by all the left-wing politicians, including Vice President Kamala Harris and current presidential candidate. They condemn political violence, yada, yada, yada. But just yesterday, this is the talking point. Statement on Trump's promise to end democracy. Trump made a promise to end democracy? What? What kind of line is that? When Vice President Harris says this election is about freedom, she means it. Our democracy is under assault by criminal Donald Trump. Are you guys listening to this? After the last election Trump lost, he sent a mob to overturn the results. This campaign, he has promised violence if he loses, the end of our elections if he wins, and the termination of the Constitution to empower him to be a dictator and to enact his dangerous Project 2025 agenda on America. You think this is parody, by the way, but this is real. This is a statement from Kamala Harris for President 2024. Donald Trump wants to take America backward to a politics of hate, chaos, and fear. This November, America will unite around Vice President Kamala Harris to stop him. Holy frickin' moly, this is the stuff they're saying. Oh, we condemn what happened to Donald Trump, but meanwhile, Donald Trump is Dr. Evil and must be stopped at any cost? I mean, it's unbelievable. We have the frickin' receipts. We can go back and play all the clips. Donald Trump's a danger. Donald Trump's Hitler. Donald Trump must be stopped. I mean, so casually, they talk about inflicting violence on him. Even Kamala Harris.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be?
Does one of us have to come out alive?
It's obvious what's caused all this. They've put the target on his back and now they're acting shocked and surprised. Give me a break. And yet again, it brings us right back to another point that once again, it's evident that Donald Trump's security detail is not adequate. And of course, we got Biden now conveniently admitting that, but once again, it shows their contempt. It took 2 assassination attempts after years of violent rhetoric and threats on the man's life to finally acknowledge that, hey, he needs a little bit more protection than normal. I mean, they just want him gone. They want him dead. It's that obvious. The receipts speak for themselves. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.